Well, the CT scan verified that I actually do have a brain.
I can, I don't have access to, well, I suppose I could make. Yeah. What do we pay you for? Business of the month or what?
Oh, I like looking at my clock. Don't you like looking at my clock?
Mhm. It's computer every day.
She's walking now. Full fledged.
Off the couch,
Yes.
walking across the floor.
Yep. Walked across. the room.
Well, now you're in trouble.
I know. Now I have to put all the baby gates up. You should see her scoot up the stairs.
So the locks on the cupboard door.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
I have to keep myself very present when she's around.
Your own pair of glasses on?
A couple of years from now, then you'll have enough grit.
Oh, you can file it.
Okay, at 7 o'clock, I'll call the meeting to order.
Something about glass.
First order is the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome. Next, we have the consent agenda. The bills and the minutes.
Is that recorded?
Are we done with this?
You know what TikTok is?
What?
You know what TikTok is?
Motion to approve consent agenda.
I'll second.
Are there any additional bills?
There are no additional. bills.
Okay. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Public comments, limited to 5 minutes. Anything not on the agenda? Okay, hearing none, I will move on. Presentation, Village Fredonia Party. 100-year anniversary.
Yes, sir. So, it'll be August 19th, down at the firehouse. Plan on 8 AM, 5K runs, probably checking starting at 7. And then it'll, 5K run will consist of South End Fredonia, Power Drive, and all the area down here. We'll have apparatus out there for that run. Making sure that it's safe that they're going through. 12 o'clock, we're going to start and then St. John, because it's gonna come down there, we have to, and just fire out. We'll have a DJ and band all day. Fireworks from 9:30 to 10. We start a program after the parade for our hunters when we get back. And there'll be activities for kids and families down here, the food and beverages for today. We would be asking for an extension to park being open longer to give that relaxed.
Yeah, that we can do. I think that's normal. We have to do that. No problem.
Do we have to write in for that? Or-
Sometime before, when we get close, we'll just have the board do that.
It's gotta be on the agenda, right?
Yeah. No, it looks like it's gonna be fun.
Looking forward to it.
All right, thank you very much. All right, report on operations by village. The only thing I have to say is, starting today, the normal average temperatures are beginning to rise from this day on into summer, so we're past the hump. But don't expect winter to be over. All right, village administrator.
All right, what behind a couple weeks, which is your work in sports boards, learning software. Realigning our chart of accounts, manage our budget. I think 3 calls for workforce tech support today, so here's some more. They successfully run the payroll. I'm sorry, this week we run the payroll. Do our full line numbers from last year are going well. Let's see, a lot of these items are with what we got in the meeting, the joint EMS stuff is still, rocking and going well. Things, the chief biker and the chief castle and the Bob fire department, just to make sure the town deals kind of understand what that is pretty much look like. Everybody's on the same page there, so that's still in the works, we're going to present this at the end of the month, at the EMS meeting for all the whole municipalities. Let's see, there's some exciting work, so I'll let Eric come back a little bit. We did quite a bit of outreach to involved in half of the weeks, but the superintendent, the school district. Very awesome guy, wants to look forward to collaboration efforts, strategic planning, all that kind of stuff. So get to see that in the community. We launched our social media campaign on Monday, Sunday, Firefighter Friday. Starting Monday, past Monday, with our commercial. That went very well. A lot of them. We have our first fire supervisors will be tomorrow. And then we did our first bits and markets collector. Sorry, putting the board guys, Tom, business on one round to share that story. That one's on Wednesday, and I'm pretty sure it's probably the highest social media likes ratio that you guys have probably ever had. It's pretty exciting to see the community as well. Look forward to be able to do that. We had our department meeting, staff meeting, we talked about our reporting structure, things like that for these meetings. So I think what we'd like to do is because sometime between, 2 meetings, not very much happens between the 2 weeks. Maybe once a month, at the second meeting of the month is when we really do our full reports for each department, which seems to make more sense. We get the meetings for that full month. And then at the same time, assuming that all of our budget stuff is finished out, and the next meeting in February, I'll give you a synopsis of January's kind of budget actions program. And again, it won't be a super in-depth report, it'll be 1 page, how much of our debt obligations we continue to pay so far, this stuff, right? I mean, actually, these slides. I mean, kind of a good summary where we're at. That's it.
Great, any questions? Thank you, Village Marshal.
You have the report, and we'll answer the question. Report. Our name votes, we're moving ahead with our new hire. We got in process today, there's no budget impact. I'm going to reallocate, rearrange hours that are already on the table. Just give us one more police officer for some different shifts in the working traffic. When I came here in 2005, we had 4. This will give us 10. We better develop staff up here. I'll have the year-end report for you next month. And there's nothing in there that will survive you. It's just a compilation of the reports that you've got throughout the year. And other than that, we're just putting right along.
Them speed signs that you had purchased, I mean, are you against them putting them up or because of the south?
As I mentioned earlier, I'm a little, and I know it's a little small. Again, I guess I'm a little weather forecast. But I'd like to wait until we're all in winter to put those up. I hate to put them up and have them damaged. We did a snowstorm and that was experience before. They got damage in the winter, so we've been a little more careful with them before. But I'd like to take that lesson and just apply it here. But once we get a little closer to spring, we'll get together on some help among the brackets. Then I think I can change out the batteries and things like that. All of myself once the brackets come home. And then we can go from there. They're down there. They're still in the boxes. They're in the office. They're ready. It's just a matter of waiting for we want to complete.
I had one more question on Chief Weicker. He developed a graph of responses, and you had just said since 2005 you doubled your guys out on is there any way before you leave that we could get that just for public safety, so I can look long-term, maybe?
Well, on your report, that you get for every meeting, it says how many incidents you have.
Yeah.
And the one that, the last one you have, has the total number of incidents for last year.
Okay.
So that, I do keep track of that basically on a monthly basis. And let you know how many incidents we have. There's different types of incidents. And those I report all, I don't think you've been here for a year before. I don't remember.
Not for a year on.
No.
So I'll break that down for you in February, and give you an idea of what kind of incidents we had, what kind of citations we with, what kind of arrests we've done. Sort of a one-page shot. Can't give you that information.
All right.
Yeah, there's like about 10-12 page report you get with
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
information that we could possibly want to know. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a good thorough report. So that should be what you're asking.
Yep.
Any other questions?
Any additional equipment needed for your new officer?
We will purchase some additional equipment, some uniforms, some new gear. My budget can absorb that. Yeah, it'll be cost us a little bit of money to hire a new officer. But it's not as working. We use a lot of stuff. Now, we have already got an extra hands on, already got an extra radio, we use expenses. We already have. So we're in good shape.
All right, any other questions? Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Sir.
All right, fire chief, fire department.
So Brian, then you were the reporter, I believe?
Yeah.
I don't have anything to add, for what we're looking for. The form that I gave you with the SAP, document. I apologize. This is not- And, Melissa, possibly you can get a consensus from the board, we can still get that check out by the end of the month. And what's needs to have a check by the end of the month, so they can process it and move forward, so. If you're all right with this. Just a quick jump to the bottom, that's last year's contribution, 2021, we ended up with 30 members. State matched $420.54, and you match that with a total check of $12,660.20. This year, it jumped up to the top now. The state is up the match to $450.15. We do have 31 members eligible. There are 3 new members from last year, so that's nice to see. That would make a total contribution. Let me jump back. I apologize for the garbage document you got. I realize it's pretty ridiculous. Technology is really showing this week, and I like for the last hour, so I can computer this. So it's just the best I can do. Well, there's probably a lot of that. We'll see. So this year's contribution, the $450.15 per member, 31 members, with a total $13,954.65. Just a couple of comments on that. We had things have changed with the accounts at the village. We're still trying to find the reserve accounts. As of last year, I believe the amount was around $11,140. But it's my understanding that some money was taken out of that for the county EMS study that was done. I could be wrong, but so there should still be a reserve somewhere in there. But we're still with that. So we'll ignore all the issues because of the reserve and still get the contribution amounts. With the 31 members, I guess we had 3 new members. 21 of the members that are getting eligible for contribution have 15 plus years invested. One reason that's important is that 15 years invested, they go to 95% investing. You can't go any higher than 95% investing until you retire at age 60.
So. It's, they pretty much maxed out what they can get. The way the state changed the rule a few years back. If you take the money out before you turn 60, they are giving you a 5% penalty, basically, early withdrawal penalties, they take 5% on the top.
Do they have a death benefit consideration that would nullify that? You're not
Yes,
familiar with
that, whether you invest or not.
that. On a death, you get the benefit.
Yeah, we've got a couple of. That's,
Yeah, because that was in right from the start of the program.
yes, yeah, that's a gift. You're on death, you're 100% vested. The only other. Oh, I guess, of the 21 members that have, the 95% vested basically maxed out, 11 of those members have 20 years in. The reason that's kind of, I don't know, to me, it's important is we started this program 20 years ago, so. We've got 11 members that have stuck out for 20 years, old vesting schedule, at 20 years, you can be 100% vested. Some of these guys are getting old, so maybe not around forever, but, there are some guys that are still in their mid to late 30s that have 20 years vested, so we have some future with it. I say it every year, it's sort of works, I think it helps us out. I'm not sure it's really bringing members into the department, but it seems like it's. So I mean, do appreciate, this, letting me part of this. So like I said, because it's not an agenda, I'm not sure you can necessarily vote on it, but if you could come to a consensus on that 13,954.65. I'll let you guys are the rules of that. That's okay, we can, so I'll write that check to get it all. Have this approved at the next meeting, is that, that's all acceptable?
So the 13.9, that's what the state is contributing?
That really stays.
Okay, historically, we matched that.
Yeah.
And I understand that we had like 14 something. Is this 14,936? Is that the budget figure?
That is the actual budget figure. for
Okay,
20.
so,
So we have. access.
all right. We've
Historically, we approved this.
right. So there are times where something comes in and it's in a hurry or an emergency or something like that, and we do issue a check for that and approve it at the following meeting. So that wouldn't be a precedent setting thing. We've done that already, so, yeah. So I understand, is there any objection to us, doing that, paying that in advance and then approve it at the next meeting?
I have no objections.
Okay, I don't hear any. Then you can be assured, but we will see if we can get that check out in a timely fashion, and then we will approve it at our next meeting. Okay,
Thank you much.
all right. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay, any questions?
Chris, are you staying through the whole meeting?
I can see the meeting. If you want to talk about it.
Well, I'm going on vacation next week. So if we need to get this
Yeah.
out, I have to cut it after the meeting tonight. And we need to get out tonight.
It's your turn. Yeah, I mean, I'll take it.
Well, it really was an emergency then. All right, any questions from the board? Okay, thank you much.
Chris, hang on, if you want to leave, I can, it's cut to USB, right?
You, write the check USB financial and then, or UBS financial, and then it has to go to Beneflex. With the.
I can get the
If
check,
you can get the check, I can come get it now, this stuff.
there you go. I can cut the check for this amount, put it in the, and then if you just come and pick it up and mail it,
Awesome.
and then give me all the supporting documents, so I have. Okay, then you don't have to stay for the whole meeting.
Can you get into the inner office? Like, okay, you have keys for that? Okay.
Well, otherwise Brian can get in. So,
All right. Okay, then we will move on to Public Works Director.
Outside of reporting now, we also put together water main break we have, and that is format I would like to use going forward, so. Any questions?
Did you come up with a rough estimate of what that activity for those 2 days is gonna cost us? Maybe about 8 or 10 loads of slurry, something like that?
Yeah, it was 6 loads of slurry. I have not gotten the excavator's bill yet. I got Schmitz and Jackson.
Mhm.
I they have a rough estimate on the parts we use. The plan. The end count. But not the full, complete total, yet, waiting on one day.
Yeah, okay, well, we can wait till next time. And we can talk about, there are a couple of things I want to talk over before we get that far anyway, so. All right. Okay, what's your report? Other than this,
Other than that, then whatever you have from the package.
all right. Did we have any problems with the well and anything? That's still all running?
I'm assuming that's why we put the name, because,
Oh,
well, who's coming back on one. And then it's double the output, so
mhm.
a lot of pressure on each side.
Yeah, I didn't realize that the two wells charge the system. And the system oozes up to the tower and then it loses the water up there. I thought there was a line to the,
Normally, one is running at the time, but when Mike got into work at 6, he saw the trend was going down and up.
yeah, there was something wrong. Yeah.
So we do something in both wells.
Yeah, well, that's really going to put our oldest infrastructure at risk. More so than it was. All right, well, we'll talk about this. Okay, any questions from the board? All right, thank you much. Clerk Treasurer. Reports in the packet.
Reports in the packet, but in addition to that, I got out W-2s, which was pretty good. Had some issues, thanks to Chris with payroll, but we got those resolved and payroll done. What else was I really happy about today that I got done this morning? I don't know.
You'll remember when you get in the car.
I will remember when I go through the door, but just keep plugging through. I made some errors during the year on my 941s, got those resolved today with the IRS, spent some time on the phone with them today, but it's all should be resolved and all done, so.
That group is pretty good.
Yeah, she was super nice, super wonderful to deal with. We are working on closing down Lincoln Financial Pension Plan and booting up WRS. Getting our employees all switched over, so just always something.
Will that relieve us of paying some fees to an odd company here and there, or do it all with the state?
Mhm.
So
Yes.
we could, what we pay them, like $1,200 or something like that to monitor that,
Mhm.
so that'll.
Yep, their fees are
Maybe
pretty
we don't
exorbitant
have
at Lincoln and yes, we will eliminate those. And I'm working on also working with the state on getting us hooked into their income continuation insurance, their deferred comp and their life insurance, which would then eliminate us paying Sun Life. Sun Life, we do short-term and long-term disability, which our income continuation insurance in the state would cover that. Would replace that, and there is no premiums, no fees through the state for that. Deferred comp. That's gonna be a wash one way or the other, and then, what was the other one?
The one for the police department,
No,
Marshall.
the life insurance and, life insurance through the state versus life insurance through Sun Life. I haven't figured out what the fees there are yet, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to get everything switched over to the state program, A, because it's better, B, it's generally cheaper, especially for a group our size. 'Cause to get us in a group plan for 6 people, it's just not cost effective, so.
Mhm.
I am working on that. Hopefully I will have resolutions in February for you to pass so we can get that all going.
Yeah, I think there is, we do an insurance for our marshals, which if they get hurt on our job, we hold them harmless from their losses
Well, that's workman's comp.
and, yeah,
That's workman's comp. I mean, that's not through the state.
no, that's wages. We have a special policy. You have to check and see if you can find out what that is. That we make them complete for their wages at their other job, not just our job. We have to have a special insurance for that. So we have to find out, David will probably know what that is, you know. So we have to make sure if we can change that to the state, we'll do that too. Because their workman's comp and everything would be based on their wage that they earn here
That
and
might-
whatever.
That might be part of the income continuation insurance.
Well, it could be, but it is a separate policy that we had to take out for that purpose.
I don't,
We could dive into that pretty extensively, make sure we're covered there.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Okay.
one of the reasons why we were able to get volunteers from other departments. Okay, any questions of the clerk? All right, we'll move on to, I'll hold number G or letter G, that's county supervisor's report until, he gets here. Plan commission, public hearing. We held a public hearing for the two items on the planning commission. One was the change of zoning from for Philip London, Peterson Industries. He's taking the 4 lots that are along Stony Creek and a strip of land that's to the south of the manufacturing facility and combining that all into one piece of property. And the zoning for the whole single piece of property will be M2. So that's changing the 4 lot zoning and the loaning on that strip of land south of the plant. And the planning commission recommended to the village board that they concur with the commission and approve that. And the other one was
no, it's the same one.
what? The other one was for on the main drag. There's a 2 lot.
That was actually in November 7th. We just missed it. This wasn't done at the public hearing.
Oh, okay,
This
yeah,
was in
this wasn't
November,
on the board agenda. But this was approved and recommended that we do this, concur with them on this also.
What are we concurring on?
It's the next, it's the 2 lots on the south side of Fredonia Avenue.
Oh, okay.
It's not part of the plan commission minutes because it was actually done November 7th.
Yeah, we've done it the last one.
But we failed to get it on the village board agenda, so. Making up for lost time.
Yeah, this is a catch up. This was approved and recommended on the November planning commission, so will be coming up also.
Yes.
That was it. Any questions on that? All right, park and recreation.
Yep, so the Park and Rec Committee met last night to discuss a couple of different things. I guess first and foremost, we are rescheduling Clifford the Big Red Dog. We were supposed to do that movie this past summer, but it got rained out twice, I think, if not 3 times. So we decided to do that up at the school. So on February 9th at 7 p.m. MOSD is going to host us to have that movie in there, the OHS Commons there, which will be a lot of fun. It'll be free again for anybody that wants to go. And the PTR is going to be doing concessions. So they already decided that they would do that. So it's great.
February 9th at 7.
Correct. PM, I might add. We also talked about having a mud run down at Marie Krauss. We brainstormed that a little bit. We're gonna have more information next month when we meet. We have the Park and Rec director from West Bend that's gonna come and present on that. They run a really good program, so we're gonna take a look at that and see what we could do as far as that goes. And we discussed a little bit about the disc golf course and the maintenance ongoing down there. Disc golf course has been utilized a lot for the last few years. It's getting stronger every single year. We actually made some decent money off of it last year. The tune, I think, of almost $700 or $800, I think ended up coming from the tournament, so that's pretty good. Trying to attract more different events and people down there. We're gonna implement a pay for play system, and then also hopefully we will be able to replace some of the bridges that are down there just to make it safer for all the participants and everyone that goes and plays the course. We talked about the fire department 100th anniversary event. A lot of that, actually, most of it was covered earlier by the fire department, so I'm not gonna go over that again. And then we talked about the summer parks program and discussed that going again, as long as we can find the right help and those people that can take responsibility and help to watch the kids and plan events for them during that. So we will push forward as if we're doing it unless we can't find adequate help. And if we can't find adequate help, we are prepared to terminate it. So that's all.
All right, any questions of Dan? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to discussion and action items. I will entertain a motion to approve the property zoning change from RS2 single family for the 4 lots and the parcel recommended by the plan commission.
So moved.
Second. Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any questions? I will call a question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried unanimously. Next, we have motion to approve lot division, lot 6 and block 5 of assessor's plat in Fredonia, creating 415 and 421 Fredonia Avenue with the water and sewer split. That pretty much hits it all. I'll make the motion. I have a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Are there any questions on this? I know this is not timely. This is an old from November, but as recommended. Okay, I will call a question. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Nay.
1 nay. Okay. You don't like that 42-foot lot?
No.
Oh, but, okay. Next, we have a motion to approve resolution 2023, allowing for 3 election inspectors at the February 21st primary, which we don't expect to be very busy at all.
I did the April 4th as part of it as well.
Oh, for April 4th also,
Yes,
with a referendum and everything.
there's no referendum.
They're looking to put it on April 1st.
Monday.
Okay, well then let's just change,
Would you like someone to amend that to just having it for February 20?
I still think we would be fine, but if maybe not. Let's amend it to just February 21st.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2023A, with the exception of striking out April 4th, 2023.
Second. Okay, so then it's without April 24th.
Yes, just for February.
Okay. Any questions about that? All right, I will call it. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. So now we have a motion to reconsider. Trustee Haas wanted to reconsider the action that we did at the last meeting. We can reconsider something at the very next meeting. We have to, if we want to reconsider it, someone has to move to bring it to the floor and get second, then it's debatable.
That's that $1,200 you're talking.
Yeah, it's
about.
$1,200.
What's the time frame that they speak about it?
It was the end of the month, isn't it?
February 28th.
February 28th, yeah. So in order to make the motion to do that, you have to have voted on the prevailing side, which means you had to have a no vote. And Bruce and I and Josh were the three that had no votes. I don't wish to make the motion. You wish to make the
No.
motion? Okay, so I will hold that in abeyance in case Josh shows up before we're done.
That's just not showing up.
You're not gonna be here?
No,
All right, well then we will pass that up then. Due to lack of a motion.
3 other people.
Yeah, just a point of clarification, so trustee Thomas, somebody on the beginning side, we bring up the request to put it on the agenda,
Right,
but now it's on the agenda, anybody can make that motion to reconsider. The first thing, the motion to reconsider is to bring it up to see if you guys want to discuss it again.
right.
And then the second one is a motion, if that previous motion then gone through, then the second one allows you to.
Yeah, if either Bruce or I would have made the motion to bring it to the floor.
But I'm saying, it's not just for you two, so to bring
I-
it to the
right.
agenda,
So,
then would be, I think, great now.
yeah, Bruce would, it still has to be brought to the floor first, before it can be acted. In
Yes.
order to bring it to the floor, you have to have voted on the prevailing side.
Yeah, so that was done by trustee Haas, asking you to be on the agenda.
Well, he did, that would, he'd have to be here and vote, he'd have to be here to make the motion. Or attending,
I guess I would check on that. Mayor.
you know, well,
You know, quick Robert rules of order check.
well, I'm sure I'm right on that. Because we have a lot of sticky votes at the county over the last 20 years and. All right, so as chair, I will declare that motion unavailable.
It'd be both
Um,
D and E.
The first one failed because it didn't get a motion or a second, and the second one is unavailable because it wasn't placed on the table. And if I'm just really wrong, well, we may be able to visit, maybe can visit that next time, but
Okay.
that's how that goes. Okay, now we have motion to accept. Motion to approve the Village of Fredonia's Hall reservation forms and fees.
This is just for the village hall and the fire department boardroom or community rooms or whatever.
So moved.
Is this for Village Hall?
Village, this room
For this room?
mhm,
Okay.
and the
Renting it
fire,
out.
And the
fire hall
firehouse?
community
Okay.
room.
Yeah, because this room we have the Lions do blood draws and things of that nature too, so. All right, for those two areas, the forms and fees, any questions on those?
We have a motion,
We have a motion?
but we don't have a second.
Okay, we have a motion, but no second.
I'll second.
We have a second. All right. Any questions?
Yeah,
Yes.
this is to rent these out, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about, yeah, okay.
Okay, any other questions? I will call the vote. All those in favor? Aye, opposed?
Name,
One name, okay, motion carries.
The reservation form, is that available? Very close, like to use the fire department community room on January 30th. Is that form available? Or will it be available when we get that reservation?
Well, we've got one drawn up in here. I don't know if we printed any out yet.
See me after the meeting.
I'll be here.
Because I'll be back on January 30th.
Nonprofits are so free.
Yeah, you probably won't have to do anything, just
Just fill
to
out-
nail the date down is all you really need to do, right? Okay, we have to call a question. didn't we?
We already did.
We already did. Okay.
Bruce Bruce was nay, everybody.
getting
else was
lost in
yes.
the shuffle here.
It's all right.
All right,
Here.
next we have motion to approve Village of Fredonia Employee Handbook.
So moved.
Smoke one.
Yeah, sometimes it is.
Be safe.
Okay, I believe I heard a motion.
We have a motion by Bill.
And a second. All right, the topic is on the floor for discussion. Is there any discussion, any questions, would you change this or that, or why is this here,
Beyond my rights, we can clear stuff.
yeah. Is it, you wanna go through, well, here, I've got here, the copy that you have. We made some adjustments, I found some things and, Chris and I sat down and went through them, there's page 15.
I think beyond stuff, you're the only one that puts up. We started page 34, but I didn't put the time off. Yours,
Yeah.
probably the fourth one, that's,
Mhm.
that,
Yeah, most of these were words, extra words in it. There was the benefits that were credible in here, we changed that to creditable. As describing earned benefits. Which is page 21.
Are you playing games over there?
Sounded like Pac-Man.
Yes.
Page that was before.
That's. Page 30. I was, okay, page 34, vacation, 34, that's the one you mentioned. Yeah, I noticed that we didn't have anything for vacation for years between years 12 and 20, so we made that adjustment. You went, it went just from 6 to 19, so all those years will be the 4 weeks. And then 20 and 20 plus will be the 5. I think that was the last substantial one in there, and then well, I had a question, page 51, Friday payday. Is Friday our payday or is Thursday?
Friday.
Or we just hand them out Thursday and they cash on Friday?
No, it's all direct deposit, so they get their checks on Friday.
Oh, okay. All right, then that solves that. Page 61. is the last.
Assuming Melissa gets it done in time.
Page 61, I was wondering, in the emergency weather, you have, the weather conditions and the different whatever. And you go to, if, you're unable to make it due to the weather conditions, which if you're plowing snow, that might be kind of hard. Follow the department protocols in contacting your supervisor. Vacation pay or compensatory time may be used for hours not worked. Now, that doesn't mean that an employee can call up and say, I don't really want to plow snow tonight. I'll take a flyer. I'll take an odd day.
That's why it says then you must follow your current protocols. I'm guessing if you ask Eric what the current protocol covers. Said that, you'd say, not what.
Well, first of all.
I mean, that won't be a problem.
That's all that, there'd be a problem.
Yeah, that won't be a problem for you.
I mean, if they're sick or if they're gone, then you guys can go and tell me,
Yeah,
you know. I
You would
don't
have
know,
known that.
this weekend, with the two of us being added, the public works guy on the team. I don't see why it's not a problem if one of the guys is on or neither.
yeah. Yeah, as I've worked a number of years in union shops. And at the county, I was on bargaining and whatever, and it's amazing how employees can play with the wording in these contracts and stuff like that. So that raised my, so then you don't think that'd be a problem? Okay. And the last question I have is, are elected officials, are we employees with respect to this?
Statement.
There's a couple of stuff in there, you know,
You are, you know, the same standard.
Yeah. okay. Yeah, we're basically the first 7 pages and a few odds and ends throughout the rest of it.
Before we approve this, I'm gonna go back to page 34. You said paid time off is gonna be 6 to 19 years, which would, but in the bottom, we have it broken down. Like in,
Oh, you know what?
so it should follow, it should follow the number 4 plan.
So that's why I was at.
You gotta
Yeah,
follow this
okay.
plan here.
So then instead of changing that 6 to 12 and have nothing to 20, we just go 6 to 14
And then
and
15 to 20.
20. Okay,
Mhm. So you want to follow this
Or you
this
just go
plan, we just need to,
14 to
we
20,
just need to add this up here.
or do you want to go 14 to 20? In the vacation,
Yeah,
instead of 12 to 20, go 14 to 20.
you want this to be the same
We
as
only
here.
have 4. There's only 4 different quantities of vacation hours. Do we want 5 quantities of vacation hours? Or do we want to have the 4-week go from days from year 6 to year 19?
Well, 6 to 19, that's a lot of years to put in with no increase in, and no benefit to stay here. So if you go 6 to. You want to follow this because you want the 5.
Well,
Because you want to increase your amount of vacation every 5 years, whatever it is you. I mean, to go. 6 to 15.
Well, I'm the Grinch
that's-
as far as vacation. I didn't have paid vacation my whole life, which is my fault.
Yeah.
I truly.
You can't hold that against your employees. It's
Taking
not
a
your fault.
month off every year is a lot of vacation. I mean,
But you
that's the way
also,
I look at it.
you have also said you have to be in the same standard as other communities when it comes to paramedics. And this is kind of the same standard as other communities that the paramedics will follow. And then why not give that same benefit to the rest of your employees? Why would paramedics be any different than the rest of your employees? You've made that statement and you've made that argument that we have to
Yes.
attract the paramedics, we have to be the same.
Right,
So we
right.
need to keep and attract our employees to be here.
Well, I'm just one guy. This is here now and we should figure out what we want to do as a board
Yes.
and, put it down. I've voiced my opinion, but I don't always have the majority opinion.
So 15 to 20, I would just line that up in 25 days in that category. And then if somebody's here for 20 years of service, then we would. That'd be the next one up. And then that'd be.
So what does that work out to be?
Right, so the 6 to 14 is still up to 20 days, and 15 to 20 years is 25, and then 20 plus will be 30. Well, I don't disagree.
Sit.
30 days is a lot, also, maybe you need to work with 1 people.
Yeah, but if you got 6 years in, you get 3 weeks vacation. That's what I'm. Right.
The front end of our vacation schedule is very aggressive. You get, like, you're there 6 years and you've got 4 weeks vacation already. That's aggressive.
It's actually 3 weeks vacation and 1 week sick. So it's actually 3 weeks vacation, 1 week sick time, and your 1 floating holiday. So rather than having 4 sick days, and 3 floating holidays, you have, it's PTO, it's not vacation, it's PTO. It's used for sick, vacation, and then it will incorporate that 1 additional floating holiday,
Plus 11 holidays.
plus your holidays.
It's after working someplace for 6 years, having that much time off is.
No way.
Maybe I'm old school, maybe it's changed in the last 20
has
years or
changed.
something and. But
No.
that's a lot of,
Anywhere I would.
This is pretty standard.
6 years, 4 weeks.
That's all-
No.
It's
No,
3
that's-
weeks.
that's.
Plus your PTO, plus your 11 days of
It's
vacation.
3 weeks
Right.
vacation
Mhm.
and 1 week sick.
Yeah.
Which you already offer that 4 days of sick time plus 1 floating holiday. So rather than 4 sick days and 1 floating holiday, you get PTO. And it rolls, it's not,
And it's still a 4-day work week here for crying out loud. I don't know. I don't know, man.
Well, it's hours, we go hours with that, so. But 3 weeks vacation is. That's not out of the ordinary for being at a place 6 years.
that's what this is. And 4 weeks is
I
not
agree.
out of the ordinary for,
Vacation.
I don't know, this changes. I mean,
But you guys are always, yeah, like, I don't know. 32 hours a week. You know, what I mean, everybody's working 32 hours a week, then you give them 3 weeks vacation. Is this, these are hours built to provide that, right?
And then.
And based on our 2,000 hour or whatever the year.
Yeah, you can see that breakdown in section 4.
and I think what you're asking, Bruce, is. Will the hours accumulated be less with a 32-hour week? And I would say yes, instead of a 40, it's not going to be based on a 40-hour work week if you're only working 32. You know, like for me, I'm supposedly gonna work 32 hours someday. Then my accumulation will have to be. What's the word I'm looking for? Prorated. To that 32-hour week. So I'm not gonna get a 40 hours week vacation if I only work 32 hours. I'm gonna get a 32-hour week vacation.
Yeah, and if you worked 4 10s, 4 days,
Correct.
you would get a 40 hour. vacation,
Correct.
Right. And so it's nice to have the vacation and the PTO and everything broken down into hours because you can make those adjustments for flex time and things.
But for what it's worth, there's nothing in there controlling the banked hours, so it's a liability.
I bet you did have a maximum in there. Yeah, maximum accrual.
In section 4.
Mhm.
Right
I didn't
there.
see that.
Yeah, this
There's your maximum.
This takes out the occurrence of somebody building up 300 hours of sick leave over
It's not.
a
sick-
career and having to pay that out on retirement. That's usually unless you've got money sitting someplace, that's usually a hardship for the employer.
This does roll over too, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, but it has that cap.
But it eliminates the people saving their time for December in case they get sick and then everybody taking off the last 2 weeks in December because they have to use their time. It will roll each year so that it's just a constant, you always have time in case you get sick.
Do they have that option to get paid out for that at the end of the year or are they?
Right now,
No, or with this program?
no, there's no payouts.
No, right
So
now, we
roll it
right-
over.
yeah, we,
8 or
right now we
9,
pay
can't
25 cents on the dollar and buy it back.
50 hours.
Sick time, yes.
Yes.
Sick time.
Yes,
Okay.
it will eliminate that.
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
At least
So the bottom one has the 5 different divisions,
Yes,
but that's just the way we calculate the PTO.
yes,
It has nothing to do with the years of service.
yes, it does. I mean, because it's
And,
all based on years of service. How you calculate it is based on your years of service.
Between 6 and 20. We can at 15, go to this formula and still have the 20 days.
No, because the bigger formula, the higher formula gives you more days. We just need to add this line up here. We just need to make these match up here.
Yeah, but I really don't want to, I really don't want to be paying somebody 30 days of time off in a year.
Right.
I think that's a lot.
That's in very rare, occasion that somebody's here for something class.
Brandon's gonna be, Brandon will hit-
Right.
Brandon will hit that.
And shouldn't he get that? I mean, think of,
After 20 years.
right,
After 20 years.
giving you 20 years of his life and you can't give him a few extra days off.
Mr. President, the 2 places that I've worked at before that, this is the least amount of PTO out of the 2.
Mhm. I think I'm
Right.
I'm thinking private sector. That's my call. I'm thinking private sector because you don't get that kind of stuff in private sector.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so my,
If you have a union, that's possible.
Every year for Christmas, New Year's, something shuts down.
Yeah, but she's
What
managed.
do you mean? It's not part of her PTO, it's not part of her sick time, it's not part of it. It's a week off.
Yeah, but she's Herb Kohler's secretary.
Doesn't ma- the.
This
Say you
doesn't have
want to
to
be
anything to do
competitive
with
with
anybody
other,
else.
Benefits are,
yes, they are.
first job I started in 86, I had always weeks of vacation. And I used it all. I want to see on my 5-year anniversary, I got another week of vacation. That was in the 80s. It was there. Just a drug to do it program.
I mean, my wife's been at with Walgreens for 17 years and she gets this. So
Well, I'm an old fart, you know.
it's
I mean, that's my problem.
Old geezer, I think your email is old geezer.
Oh, geezer. Well, they wouldn't accept old farts. So.
Right, so you're an old geezer. This is kind of the standard.
I mean, I get it. It's. Sounds like a lot of time off, but when you put that much time in service, and I think, I mean, personally,
Well, like I said, people nowadays, they work for their time off.
And if you have a good employee that's gonna stay here, you want to keep them. You don't want them to go away.
So
You have
you're,
to offer them something.
okay, you're suggesting that 1 to 2 is a rate, 3 to 5 is a rate, 6 to 14 would be the 20 days, 160 hours. And 15 to 19, would that be?
15 to 20,
15 to 20,
and then 20 and over.
and then greater than 20. So in your 21st year, you would start getting.
Correct.
Is there objection to having a vote on that? Have someone make that motion and we'll do a test vote on that, see if it passes. Otherwise, we're stuck in water. I don't want this to last much longer than.
But we do have a motion and a second to approve this whole document.
Yeah,
Correct.
well, we would, we can amend it. Or we can take this part of it out of the motion and work on this a bit. What would you be more comfortable?
Okay, well, you have to ask the people who made the motion, which is Bill and Rick. Do you want to amend their motion or do you want to leave it as is?
I'm ready to leave it as is.
Rick,
Same.
they are ready to adopt document as is.
As is, okay. So
However, I mean, there are some corrections that need to be.
Well,
made.
right, with the,
Scrivener's errors, we can do, yeah, misspellings.
Which will amount to aligning those two
correct,
charts.
correct. So now you need to call the motion as is.
Okay, I will call the motion that was made originally. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Nay. Okay. I'm still old, what can I say?
That's okay, you can be old.
All right, so that's, all right. Handbook. Motion to approve. Those are very comprehensive plan authorizing employee pay rates. And you've all been, talked it over. Had the pay rates explained to you by Chris?
Yep, so we met one of these two trustees, and thank you so much for taking time to do that. I was asked to put together a market study back in September, October time. There were two reasons. One is to see where our rates were, or to be competitive with our neighbors, part of it. And two, to establish real pay ranges that we can work with it, new hires, promote things like that. So the recommendation that is to implement all of that. It results in a few rate corrections that recommended to be made. That total cost of the recommendation is $60,000. And I broke down in our in summary. Remember, we budgeted to do this with companies. We budgeted extra money to raise for this reason. So thankfully we did that, and then we'll offset insurance costs. It's truly not costing us anything. In fact, if you implement it, you save. And we even post $28,000. So, maybe it seems like a new brain, we get these hearings in place, we support our employees and we can keep some security and get a job market.
All right, so I will entertain a motion to approve that schedule.
I'll make a motion.
So I have a motion.
Your motion. You need a second.
Second.
Okay, any other questions? Hearing none. I will. Is there any questions? All right. All those in favor? Aye. And those opposed? Okay. One nay. Motion passes.
And just walk through, if you don't mind, the steps that we're going to take to both these documents. So, after we clean up the employee handbook, my plan is to meet with department heads in one group, walk the handbook, step by step, chapter by chapter, make sure you're understanding of this. You'll see at the back of the handbook, there's a document that employee, including you guys, and the question has to, that you can sign off on as an employee, you understand it's in the handbook. So, an expectation will be done by the departments too, you know, we have to them to kind of put that line with the supervisors.
I thought we decided to do all the employees as one group. Since there's only 6 of us, I thought that's what we decided.
And we still have some of the.
I would
Well,
take a noon hour,
Our
take a
main,
noon hour, order a couple of pizzas, go in the lunchroom and do your presentation. Do it
our main
here.
employees, I thought we were doing all together.
We're doing that, and then as far as the wage recommendations to get approved, we'll be meeting one-on-one with employees to let them know about that.
So did I clear the motion pass?
Yes.
Okay. All right, correspondence.
Wait, one thing, but I just want to clarify that the wage corrections or the wage adjustments are retroactive back to January
To
1st.
January 1st.
Okay.
All right, any correspondence?
No,
I don't see any. Okay, items for future village board meetings. I'm sure we'll collect enough to have another meeting, so.
I have one, this question for village board. With future expansion of the building altogether. our storage between what I know right now between water. Sewer, public works and fire department is. Tight.
Pretty tight.
We also do not have storage for salt for, right now we have 2 5-yarders, plow trucks. That have salt on and they go on roughly November, and they salt sits in there until April, May, we're done.
You use the cold mix bin? Or I suppose, you have a cold mix bin inside, right? For blacktop?
Well, we got the 2 bins inside, I'm storing in for watering breaks and the other one. But there's no room to put salt, I don't know if you really want to put salt in the city.
No, it's gotta be inside.
So, I mean, granted, I'm trying to implement less salt use, which actually helps in the long run on our wastewater permit for chlorine. But, I mean, we have no storage. And I know the fire department's paying for cover for the survival life. I mean, knock on wood, we won't have a lot of vandalism here. But, I mean, we have some fire equipment sitting outside of this. On one of the properties we approved to change the zoning.
You would just spend $2.7 million to make the fire department big enough to fit everything, and now we're running out of space.
So-
That brine, you guys use brine once in a while?
Yep, we have that in the tank. But I mean, it's just small. We ran into the issue this fall with leaves. They were hauling leaves that day and then cleaned it up, put salt in for ice coming. So, I mean, granted, the county's not that far, but what are you supposed to do? If this would have been all ice, we would have went through those 2 truckloads right away.
Can't you put it down at the waste treatment plant, or can you get in there?
We got equipment sitting outside there. So there's nowhere, you can put it outside, but you have to put it back inside.
Well, we're not gonna sell that. That's a
No,
That's a committee for- okay.
I mean, it's.
Yeah.
It's coming, I have no salt storage, I have no, equipment sitting outside. Don't pay for you guys to vote on something, purchase $100,000 piece of equipment, and let it sit outside.
Mhm. All right, that's something for public works.
Build something over there.
Yes, sir.
Good, Holland, I think as I did check, and you were right, we can get a vote.
Mhm.
So. those are some
Yeah.
motions.
You don't sit on the county board for 20 years and not learn it.
Is everybody on?
Those guys are pretty.
Anybody.
Yeah. If we'd have put it on our floor, yeah, we would have.
Look at what I saw, it should have been done in the same session. After, should have been done in the same session after the vote was,
Yeah, we could have. We
no,
could have
you
done,
have to. That's a requirement.
that's a choice. You can either do it right after in the same session or the very next session.
If
Right.
it's a conference, is how it's spelled out.
I don't know that part.
Mhm. Anyhow, any items for consideration? Yeah, thanks. You need anything else, bring it up, because we have to
Just move for.
keep up to date. All right, so then we are in order to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. All in favor? All right, opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you. What is there different things or whatever, what do you mean?
So
It can't be done in Monday.
it's gotta be done in the same session or the very next,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, very next day. As long as it's part of the same session. Yeah, I think-
Oh, that's, yeah, like, it's my board has every section, all year long, birthday.
Eckford wants to reconsider, this motion must be made within a limited time after the action, in the original